So after the ball dropped on the 2013 sign, which lit up like every Batman fan on July 20th, I went into my room, turned the TV on, sat back relaxed. I didn't have a popcorn, but I wish I had, and watched The Dark Knight Rises on Blu-ray. That, my friends, is how you spend New Year's Eve. Texas Chainsaw, directed by John Lewesenhop, starring Scott Eastwood. Actually, he's not the star, but he's the only name that I remember, so yeah. The film opens with a flashback summarizing the events of the first film. The story itself begins directly after the final moments of the 1974 classic. We are then introduced to our horny, prime for getting killed young adults, and the chainsawing begins. This was my first experience with the chainsaw movies. I don't watch a ton of horror films because the genre just really doesn't do anything for me most of the time, but occasionally there will be a film that intrigues me. And while I did enjoy it, kinda, I'm not all that interested in seeing every chainsaw movie ever made. I'll watch the original just so that I know what happened before the events of this film, but after that, I don't know. Texas Chainsaw had its moments of being funny, scary, and awesome. Funny to use a word like awesome to describe a horror film, but yes, it had its moments of being awesome, but for the most part I found it to be meh. Probably the biggest downer of the film is how many cliches are jam-packed into it. There were a number of moments where I was not sure if I was supposed to be laughing or screaming. Like this one bit where the girl runs out of the house, trips down the stairs, really badly I might add. Then she runs to the cemetery and trips over this, like, Chihuahua high fence. Really? That shit was hilarious. Violence-wise, it was pretty gruesome, but I wouldn't say anything was overdone. It was just enough that, you know, you squirmed occasionally, but it wasn't so in-your-face disgusting that you wanted to throw up. That is my kind of horror. The acting wasn't half bad either. I mean, nobody was good, obviously. No one was good. It's a freaking horror movie. No one is technically good, but at the same time, no one's really terrible, you know. The characters are what you'd expect, and like 95% of the cast died. I mean, just based on the trailer, you know who lives and who dies. The beauty and curse of a horror film. When it comes to the 3D, it actually wasn't terrible. There were moments so clearly designed for 3D, and that made them that much more cheesy. So, I would say if you want to see this movie, 2D it up. I can't say I feel the urge to see it again, DVD or theater, but I don't regret seeing it. So I'm gonna give Texas Chainsaw 3D 2.5 out of 5 stars. I can't quite get it 3, but there were some decent scares. Just be prepared for a lot of jump scares, because that's what the film relies on most. And if I know the filmmakers, which I don't personally, but if I know the filmmakers, there's gonna be another one. There always is. Thanks for watching, guys.